Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we're going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Tory visited Robby and Juvie during the events of Cobra Kai Season 3? So in this timeline, the events of Cobra Kai Season 3 would still happen, the school fight would still happen, so Robby would still kick Miguel off the balcony, so Miguel would still be paralyzed, and Robby would still go to Juvie. The events of Season 3 would continue, and in Juvie, Robby would still be picked on by Sean, Tory would still be on probation, and she wouldn't be at the Cobra Kai dojo. She would be mad, and she would blame Robby for everything, so Tory would decide to visit Robby in Juvie, and the events of Season 3 would continue. Robby would be surprised to see Tory, and he would ask what she wanted. Tory would be mad, and she would blame Robby for everything, but Robby would remind her that she was the one that started the fight, and that he was trying to stop it. Tory would say it wasn't fair, that everyone else went back to their normal lives, but that they were the ones paying the price, and she would want to talk about Sam. But Robby would stop her. He would say that Sam was a good person and that she made a mistake, but Tory would remind Robby that Sam cheated on him. She would say that Sam will turn on him and that if she really cared about him, she would be here visiting him. And just before Tory leaves, she would be the one to give Robby the advice to strike first. Robby would still fight Sean in this timeline, and those events would stay the same. Season 3 would carry on. Johnny would still help Miguel recover, and he would still form Eagle Fang. Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do would still have the rivalry. Eventually, Carice would recruit Tory back into Cobra Kai, so Tory would still rejoin Cobra Kai in this timeline, and by the time Robby gets out of Juvie, Daniel and Johnny would still be waiting for him. But much like in the original timeline, Robby wouldn't want to go with either of them. Robby would still run into Tory, and Tory would invite Robby to stop by the Cobra Kai dojo. So in this timeline, Robby would go straight to the Cobra Kai dojo. Carice would be happy to see him, but Hawk wouldn't be happy to see Robby in Cobra Kai, and in this timeline, Robby would join Cobra Kai a lot sooner, and he would start training at the dojo. The house fight would still happen in this timeline. Robby would find out about the house fight, and he would be conflicted. Cobra Kai would still show up, and they would still attack Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang. The house fight would continue, and Hawk would still be redeemed in this timeline. This is when Robby would show up at the LaRusso house, and he would want to stop the fight. Robby would want to find Tory, and he would see Sam and Tory fighting. So Robby would get between them, and he would want to get them to stop, and Sam would be surprised to see Robby. This is when Hawk, Miguel, and Dimitri would show up, and they would see Robby. Hawk would remember that Robby was in Cobra Kai, and he would decide to attack Robby. So Hawk and Robby would start fighting. Miguel would want to help Hawk, so Robby would fight Hawk and Miguel. Sam would see that Robby was beating Miguel, and she would want to help him. Robby wouldn't want to fight Sam, but he would have no choice but to fight back. Tory would decide to help Robby, and the house fight would continue. This is when Daniel and Amanda would come home, and they would see the house fight, and Danny would see Robby fighting Sam. So Danny would break up the fight, and he would be disappointed in Robby. The Cobra Kais would leave, and the night would continue. The season would still end the same way. Johnny would still confront Carice, but since Robby wasn't there, Johnny and Carice wouldn't fight, and Carice would still propose a tournament. Those events would stay the same. Daniel and Johnny would still team up, so Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do would still train together, and the events of Season 4 would stay the same. And that is where I'm going to end this What If. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Tory visited Robby and Juvie during the events of Cobra Kai Season 3? Let me know in the comments below. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time.